big as you get. Why is it look smaller? This. Right, let's go find it.
Oh, I'm not liking this.
Huh?
Well, you keep beating me on the predictions.
Sorry, mate.
I know, it's not really right, is it?
No, I need to.
Well, out of the last 5 weeks, you've beaten me 4 times, and I'm still...
Still in the lead. There was only one that I actually give you a right hiding, wasn't there, as well?
Oh, you got me on 4 points this time, on the second set. It's weird because the times when I picked up 0 points, you also picked it. There it is. Newcastle, Southampton, you got bang on, and I got 0 points for it.
I swear I just copied that. Bear with me. Grab that one.
And this one you only got because you got 1 score right as well. Fucking Leicester let me down.
sorry, Jakey.
Well, I wasn't blaming you, I was blaming Leicester.
You got to share the victories.
I don't really like sharing the victories.
Oh, I'm aware. There we go. What's that?
Which one's my team? Oh, that one's my team.
Man, well, I could do all this. Why don't I do this every time? It would save me so much problems after the stream. I've actually just done everything I needed to do, which means I won't actually need to touch this video. I uploaded a thumbnail and everything. Why don't I just do that anyway? It'd make much more sense, wouldn't it? Oh no. Oh no, not Chewy. He doesn't do things like that. He doesn't make life easy for himself. No. Right. Go, we're in. Hey, how's it going, lads? Welcome to the stream. Quick tonight. Like a coiled spring. Oh, what's going on in my hair? I do apologise for not long out of shower.
I suppose I better message something.
What's going on here? Beautiful. Beautiful tree. Thanks, mate. You're more than welcome. Awesome.
Please note I didn't make any comment.
I will point out my fantastic new jumper though. Check this out.
Christmas jumper.
Yeah, it's a Christmas jumper. Do you know what it says, Jakey?
I can't. Well, you haven't moved forward. No, I can't read it actually.
All I want for Christmas is chew.
Fair enough.
And then there's a chew back of that.
I have got. Actually, I don't think I'll be able to lift my leg up that high. I've got Christmas socks on.
Oh, go on, son.
We're in
the festive spirit.
That's not possible. I'll tell you that the socks are black with some sort of like it's got stocking on it.
Oh, nice. Right in the Christmas spirit, bud.
Yeah.
Love a bit of Christmas. Can't wait. I've got some really cool gifts for them. Look forward to giving them to her. What? Oh yeah, I'm not allowed to talk about her gifts.
You're not allowed to talk about them?
No.
So you haven't bought her anything then?
Oh yeah, no I have. Right, let's get cracking here, shall we?
I don't think I clicked like on it last week. I do apologise. I did not like our stream.
Dirty man. Okay, so Jakey and Chewy talking football, episode 19. Russia disqualified. There wasn't a hell of a lot going on this week, was there, Jakey? So we've kind of clutched at straws a little bit, but we've got a few bits and pieces together. However, I don't see it being massively long, because even the gossip was pretty shit this week, wasn't it?
I must admit, like I said last week,
apart from the Man City thing, which we'll discuss slightly.
Man City thing?
Yeah, the Man City Man United game with obviously that geezer in the crowd.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Apart from
I
that,
mean,
the thing.
I didn't read any transfer gossip this week.
Oh, are we back on transfer gossip? Oh no, we're
Well, we're
not.
getting towards,
We're
you know,
getting
there's only
close to
2
it,
weeks,
aren't we? So maybe we can.
3 weeks till the transfer window. So maybe next week we can start looking at
Yeah,
something. Top
maybe
2 weeks
instead of
till it
gossip,
opens.
maybe instead of interesting news, we can go with some transfer stuff instead. Like I say, we've not got long left now, have we?
Well, next week will be 2 weeks till the window opens.
It's probably going to be some rumours. It's obviously only going to be rumour mill, but we'll go with it. I think we can ride with that. We'll ride with that. Obviously, there's a lot of
Yeah.
manager rumours at the moment as well.
Well, there was a manager sacking yesterday actually, but not in English league, top league.
That was Ancelotti, wasn't it?
Ancelotti, yeah. Well, you might be linked with Arsenal though. You never know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. But
Did he manage it? Did he
yeah,
manage Chelsea?
he did, mate. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he won it, didn't he?
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I'm just saying, when I type Carlo Ancelotti in, it has his name, and then the next one down is Carlo Ancelotti Arsenal.
All right. I'm not so sure. I mean, I'm on the fence with him.
Chelsea. Oh wow, he's got a long. He's got quite a
He's
long
a winner,
game.
mate.
Led Chelsea to the Premier League title, beating Man United by 1 point.
Yeah, he's a winner. I mean,
He's the first Premier League team to score more than 100 goals in a season.
he's not going to be worse than Ljungberg. I'm not slating Ljungberg, but he's not been. Some of the tactical changes that he's made haven't been great. However, the starting lineup, if it actually started the way he had it lined up against West Ham, was probably the best starting lineup we could possibly put out.
Did Martinelli start?
He did, mate.
I thought that's what he's promising then.
Yeah.
I thought it's better when it started.
So he had so his starting lineup, mate. This is not how it ended up being, and I'll say why in a minute. Would be a good sign for Arsenal. Definitely will get them titles.
I don't think he'll get them titles.
But I don't know about titles, but I think he's a winner, so he can only improve it, surely. And the good thing about him is he has got like a bit of whack when it comes to getting players in. The stream sort of froze them for a minute. What happened? He has got a bit of a whack in the transfer market, so you know there's a good chance that he'll bring in big names. Will he get us into the Champions League from the position? Ooh, this is dropping frames like no tomorrow.
Mine just no, it stopped, but it's going again all fine.
Yeah, mine's going again fine. It's weird. It's definitely that's odd. It can't be any worse than what we've got already. That's for sure. So who knows? I'll wait out, and I think, to be honest with you, whoever comes in needs a little bit of time anyway. The only thing that I'd really want to see is the fact that we get a manager in before the window, because no disrespect to Ljungberg, but can we see Ljungberg attracting any big names whatsoever?
Where's is he? What nationality is he?
Who, Ljungberg?
Ljungberg.
He's
Is he
Swedish.
So you can't even think, because you would expect for someone that's a legend of his nation. I don't know how well he'd played for Sweden, but I know he would have played there for many years.
Yeah, he is.
As a top player, so he might have some sway with some Swedish players, but there's nothing really of notice from Sweden at the minute anyway.
Well, the only one you're looking at is Ibrahimovic, but I don't think going forward we need anything.
Well,
really.
I mean, you've got
We need
one of the high.
You've got Forsberg, I suppose.
Forsberg, yeah.
Forsberg, sorry, yeah. Forsberg is a shout.
He's
not too
he's
bad.
A winner. I can't see him too good, and he's not the quickest of players. And I think he might struggle in the Premier League with that.
But that's probably the only one you'd say of note, really. I mean, I wouldn't have said that any of the centre halves are. Well, they're saying that Sweden have always been a hard team to break down, so.
Right, yeah,
who knows?
Know.
One thing Arsenal aren't is hard to break down. Right, let's get crackerjack in here then. Right, we are moving on slowly but surely to the Russia.
There's another thing that I thought about that I don't think I actually sent to you.
Okay,
I don't know if it was this week. It was the Chelsea. Chelsea are able to. They've had part of their transfer ban, so they can sign in January.
Yeah. I don't know if you did send that or not, but I definitely heard about it. But yeah, you're right. The Chelsea are probably going to go mental in the Do you think they're going to? Do they need to? I think that's the biggest question. In current form, do they need? And
I
if
think
they
they
were
might
going
need
to,
to get a
who?
bit of experience.
So who are we thinking?
I have no idea who I'm thinking, but I'm thinking they probably need to get some sort of experience in that back line because they seem to be leaking quite a few goals. I mean, what was it?
Not as
3
bad
to
as
Everton.
Arsenal.
Not as bad as Arsenal, but they did concede 3 to Everton.
Arsenal need to bring back that guy they bought then sent out on loan.
I doubt they'll be able
are you
to
on about?
recall him. Saliba, isn't it?
You're on about Saliba.
I
He's the
don't
only
think
one I
they
can
would be
think of.
able to recall him because it's part of the transfer deal.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
The
it's part
loan
of the transfer
signing, so
deal.
I don't think they'll be able to recall him from the loan.
He's still having an okay season though, to be fair to him, from what I've seen. It's a shame because we could have done with him this season. I don't really understand.
Who's he playing for?
Saint Etienne. He's gone back to Saint Etienne, who we bought him off.
Saint Etienne. I didn't know how to spell it, so I've ended up searching for the place. Table Saint Etienne, 8th in the league. I know they're not the best of teams.
No, they're not the best, mate.
They got Wabi Kazri, the guy that Stoke had, that was pretty good at delivering the crosses in, but who was shit at the rest of him. They got Debussy as well.
Oh, did he go Saint Etienne? Did he?
He went to Saint Etienne apparently.
I thought he
and Cabaye.
I thought Cabaye went to China. Obviously not.
He went to PSG, didn't he? And obviously,
that's right. He
after
did.
that,
Yeah.
he went to Saint Etienne. Went to PSG, back to Palace, then played for some team called Al Nazir in Arab Emirates. That would have been where the money came in.
Yeah.
He's only been to Saint Etienne this season, by looks things.
Yeah, I was gonna say I knew he went out somewhere weird. I like Cabaye as well, mate. He's a good player, Cabaye is. I know he's getting on now though. What is he? 34, 35? 33. But yeah, Saint Etienne ain't doing too bad. I don't think that he's doing too bad. I think he's one of the better defenders in the back line, especially if Debuchy's one of them. But yeah, we'll see because obviously the Premier League's a tricky little place to come. So
I know Ruffier's a good keeper, but other than that, I don't know much.
Ruffier's a very good keeper, to be fair. Yeah, so Chelsea, possibly a bit of experience. I don't think they need to go mental though, mate. I don't think they
would need to. I think they've got enough in their team at the moment, but yeah, I think because their defensive line do appear to be letting a lot of goals in.
Yeah,
so maybe
especially recently. But then Tomori's not playing at the moment either, is he? For some reason.
Yeah,
he didn't play last week. I don't know whether he's injured or what, but yeah, back to Russia. So Russia have been disqualified from any
disqualificated. Was that
disqualificated? We'll go with it. We're running with it. Been disqualified from any major tournament because of doping problems.
So what the doping problems is it wasn't necessarily the athletes doping, it was the officials playing with the tests.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't necessarily the competitors doping.
So it's quite strong that they probably didn't dope.
So it could have been they did, they could have been they didn't, but because the officials played with the tests, you don't actually know. So that's where the problems come in, which is why they've got such a hefty
ban.
Suspend. Yeah, but I don't know if you have also read up on it.
Only bits and pieces I've heard on the radio, to be honest.
The Euros in
the Euros isn't classed as a major.
It's not classed. The UEFA aren't classed as a major sporting organisation.
So therefore, they can play in the Euros, but it's just the World Cup and
the Olympics. So they can play in the Euros and represent Russia, but also any competitors that can prove that they've not been in any sort of doping or anything like that, they can still compete, but they can't compete for Russia. So how that will work for the World Cup? So they might be able. So in the Olympics, for example, they can compete under a neutral banner. So they can compete under. Well, you see that the second flag there. They got the Russia flag in the Olympics one. They can compete under that. Under I can't remember what it's called. It's something like an independent. Something like that.
Okay.
They can compete under.
So how would that work? Because obviously.
So if they were to win a medal or something, if they were to win the gold,
then they'd have to go through qualification But I'm talking World Cup
So
wise now.
I don't know how it will work for the World Cup. I don't know if it's actually even possible for the World Cup. I know for the
I don't think it would
Olympics
be.
they would be able to. They're able to.
I don't think it would be for the World Cup, mate, because they have to be a recognised nation,
Well,
surely.
I don't know how it will work, but they.
Because
I mean,
otherwise, you
they've
could
got to
just get like a
register.
group
They've
of
got to
mates, couldn't
register
you?
with FIFA.
You could just
Well,
get like
yeah,
a group of mates and all just like play underneath
yeah.
one
Actually,
body.
thinking of it, with well, if they played a competitive game for Russia, they won't be able to, because that's how the rules work for FIFA.
Yeah, so I think that they will be out of that
Yeah,
tournament
no
then.
Russia. There'll be no Russian players, I doubt, unless well, they might be able to represent a different nation again, but that's if they've not represented Russia.
I can't see it. Can't see it. And therefore, then as well, you go into the technicalities and the fact that they're not actually Russian, then are they? Because if they could play for another
Well,
nation, then they're technically
they're that nationality, then, aren't they?
yeah. As far as footballing world's concerned, anyway.
But again, if they've
It's the
already
same with
competed,
Iwobi,
for
innit?
Russia, they
Iwobi was initially like English on FIFA, like his little flag was English, linked up with English players. But then as soon as he decided to go and play for Nigeria because of his Nigerian heritage, he's now his flag then turned from English to Nigerian. So they get recognised as that nationality as soon as they go and play for that nation, if you like. So yeah, that's neither here nor there. Are we going to be sad to see Russia not in it? Are they likely to? Would they have likely been able to win it? Probably not. I mean, they would have done okay, no doubt. They're a very
They did well at the last World Cup, but it was obviously their home World Cup.
yeah boring football though, wasn't it?
I can't remember, to be honest.
It wasn't entertaining. Let me
Their
tell you.
keeper played quite well against Spain.
But yeah, I think it's a shame, especially if it isn't the actual, especially when it comes to the World Cup, because obviously, if let's say for instance it was one of the Russian athletes that has had his results tampered with, therefore Russia can't enter the Olympics, but they've got this other little buy clause where they can compete under an independent flag, shall we say, and still win golds as an athlete. That's all they're interested in. I know that obviously they want their countries to do well, but athletes are more interested in. It's a single-eyed sport generally, isn't it? In the Olympics, generally. I mean, obviously you get doubles and stuff, and you get canoeing and all that sort of stuff, but generally you're gonna have like a max of like 4.
Yeah.
Minus like all the team, the ball sports like football and hockey and stuff like that.
We never know, actually.
Although saying
Russian
that,
footballers, because there's football, so they might be able to register to compete for qualifiers.
Yeah, and
for
also
the Olympics, so you might get Russian football. Well,
ain't the Russian basketball team quite good as well? So
I was going to say they're good at ice hockey, but that's Winter Olympics. I don't really know, actually. I don't really know who's good at what.
I know that those sort of like Eastern Europeans are usually generally quite good at basketball. Obviously, it's the United States that tend to take that away, but let's be fair, they've got God Squad. I mean, it's like playing
they make
against
their own
icons.
sport so they can win it.
Well, this is it. So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see. We'll see where this progresses. I think that it's a shame, though, like I was trying to say, that if the athletes are the ones that have, say, had their doping things tampered with, it's a bit of a shame that then the football team is the ones that are effectively getting massively scrutinised for it. Yeah, it's quite... Because you think, mate, in football, you're tested all the time. So
yeah.
It won't necessarily be... I'm pretty certain it doesn't go down to the country of the origin of the player. So, for instance, the Premier League, if they do like doping checks, it'll be the Premier League, it'll be the FA themselves. It won't be like England, France. Do you know what I mean? They won't segregate each player.
Well, you don't know with the Russian rules or whatnot for their league, so you could still have players. Russian
but
players.
a lot of these guys are. I mean, a lot of these guys play elsewhere, don't they? You know,
but
the better players.
The better players. Quite a few Russian players do still play in the Russian league, actually.
They probably do now.
There's a bit of money to keep them there.
Yeah. So, I mean, we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. Like I say, if it's a Russian FA, then I kind of get it. But obviously, it depends what body has actually been taking it away from them, I suppose. Anyway, so yeah, moving on. What have we got next, Jakey? Oh yeah, the interesting news. Now I say interesting loosely. It's as interesting as it's going to get, I'm afraid. It is football related. I'm just waiting for it to flick over. There we go. Okay, so this is something that Monkey, believe it or not, where is Monkey tonight? The little ape. This is something that Monkey. Hey, what?
Is he hiding?
He is. Yeah. Where is he? This is something that Monkey sent me earlier today and said, "Oh, are you entered into this?" And what he sent me was pretty much a screenshot, just like that, which is the screenshot I sent you, Jakey.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck is this? Obviously, at first, when I first saw it, because I didn't see like the top bit where it says game week 7 and then the team that he's playing. I just read like the cup bit, the qualifying, and I'm like, well, I obviously can understand that this is Fantasy Premier League, but I don't understand what this cup thing's all about. So I messaged him saying, no, I've not noticed anything. But when I actually went and had a look, because he showed me, I was like, oh yeah, so I am. Which is then when I thought, well, this is actually quite cool. This is quite interesting because obviously there's, prizes up for grabs, which you can see at the bottom there. I don't know whether you can see it or not. I mean, on my screen, it's a bit too small for me to read, but it's just so you can sort of see the idea of it. But anyway, Fantasy Premier League Cup. Okay, so anybody in, I believe, game week 17 that scored over 55 points have been entered into the Fantasy Premier League Cup. Well, I scored, I think, 60 odd, which we'll get to that slide later. So
game week 16.
17.
Oh, no, who scored the points in game week 16? It wasn't 55.
Sorry. Yeah.
So I got 54 and I'm in it.
Okay, so maybe it was 50 then. But yeah, they get entered into this little cup, and you get randomly drawn against another team that scored 50 points or more. I'm playing a team called Young Boys FC, I think it was. Can't actually see because it's underneath. Whose team you got, Jakey?
They're called It's Our Year, haha.
It's Our Year, haha. Now we've had a little look at both of these squads, haven't we, Jakey? And
you sent me that squad.
I didn't send you mine. Let me send you mine now.
They are called Young Boys FC.
Young Boys FC. Oh, we don't want to send that. Emma's boobies.
I was going to say, is that another naughty picture?
It is. When you say another, mate, that's like the first one I've ever had off Emma. She can keep them coming. I'm sending.
Oh, I don't. My computer's going a bit mental.
It's here somewhere. It's Baby Yoda, that is.
I can see it's Yoda.
Still yet to watch The Mandalorian. Really looking forward to watching that. Here we go. Right. Save that. Send that to Jakey. Make sure I click the right one because it's right next to the boobies. They're just for me. God, there's some big boobies. That's the team I've got. Which is, it's not the best, so hopefully I can, all things going well, hopefully I can get a victory against this side. I've just sent it to you, Jakey.
Yeah, I see it.
Are you on the Facebook on the PC? I think it's not far off. It's similar to yours, to be fair, isn't it? I mean, the big thing here is the fact that you get a prize. So, I mean, it's going to be a long, long way, because I think there's, if I remember right, there's like 42, nearly 43, 430,000 teams entered. So, half that. It's going to take a while to get to the final. I can't see it happening for me, but
I doubt it.
But yeah, I just thought, it's fairly interesting. Anybody that does play the fantasy football and is watching this back, on your main screen, if you go right to the bottom, it'll actually say FPL Cup. So you can see what team you're up against and stuff like that. If you are interested, I mean, it interested me. Jakey was a little bit interested by it, and it's probably about as interesting as it gets. Now, the other interesting news that we've got is the fact that here we go, look, Jakey's showing you.
Under your leagues, and this is a FPL Club. I don't know if you can actually read it.
Can't read it, but we can see how far down you scrolled. So obviously, it's because it's quite far down, isn't it?
It's just above your team overview.
Yeah. So there we go. The only other interesting news, I mean, we didn't want to make it like a big beeline because, not that we agree with it or anything.
Drink.
Not that we agree with it or anything like that. It's just that we've covered a lot of racism recently, just purely because of the fact that there is so much out there, because so many people are being dickheads. So a guy was actually caught doing a monkey chant / impression on a camera towards Fred in the Manchester
Lingard, I believe.
And Lingard, was it? In the Manchester United Man City game. Now, the bit that really fucking baffles me about this is their team themselves, as in Man City, have, shall we say, one of the biggest racism kick it out guys pushing.
Oh yeah.
Right, to kick out racism on their team, and that guy is obviously Raheem Sterling, right? So he's obviously like a big figure for the kick it out campaign at the moment. And to be fair, he's doing a really good job about it. To be fair, you know, he's
fighting the English media, isn't he?
Yeah, and to be fair, I think he's a good advocate for the job. I think he's doing really well. But what I don't get, right, is this is obviously a Man City fan. I mean, I'm going to say that loosely because it could be a Man United fan, but like if it's a Man United fan, even more baffling, right? Because it's his own players. That's even more ridiculous because
I believe it was in the Man City end.
There we go. So, which I presumed. But obviously, you can never be too sure in stadiums these days, can you? Right. So we're saying that it's very highly likely that this is a Man City fan. I just don't. I don't understand. One, why he's doing it, and two, the logic behind it, because there are a fair amount of black players that play for Manchester City. Like, does he not think by doing that, like, at what point does it cross his mind and he thinks, I am only taking the piss out of Manchester United players here? Or I am only making the Man United players
sort of
feel bad here.
You're not exactly the brightest spark, are you?
Well, no, he's
if
not.
You're doing a chance at the game, and then it's like, well, obviously members of your team are.
It just absolutely boggles my mind, mate. Because we are now not talking about like a predominantly white country, shall we say? Like, for instance, I know that in the lower leagues in Russia, racism's quite high, because they're very patriotic towards their club, and Russia is a predominantly white nation. And in their lower leagues, I mean, I've watched documentaries on it, and it's fuck it. They are hardcore racist. Like, they are bad. Like, they will quite happily racially abuse their own players if a black player plays for their club. That's how bad they can be.
Well, you saw it with Zenit when they unveiled a banner when they signed a black player.
There we go. So, and that's in the Premier League.
That's in the top.
Yeah, it's in the top division. So, you know, we're talking about a man that is racially abusing what he thinks just Manchester United players. I don't understand his logic behind it when he thinks that he is only making the Man United players feel bad, because surely if any black player on that field sees that chant, they are going to feel fucking shit about it. Regardless of whether he's aiming it at Manchester United players or not. The fact of the matter is he is racially abusing black people or players. I am absolutely outstanded by this one, mate. It is. I mean, not only that, he's in the front fucking row.
As I said, there's no way to even avoid it. He's literally in the front row.
It's unbelievable.
I mean, how stupid can you be?
You know, it's gone. Why not just say, Fred, you're a fucking wanker. You're shit. You know, like, that's bad enough. Yeah, but you expect that as a football player. Oh, fuck off, Fred, you fucking wanker. Blah. It's still shitty. Yeah, but that shit happens, unfortunately. But, like, to do what he did,
he did a gesture as well. It's like,
yeah.
You do realise where you are. You're in the front row of a Premier League game. You're going to be on camera.
Where your club has black people. Like, I don't condone it in any situation, but the fact that
Sterling was stood just there.
was he?
I don't think he was facing that way, but he was just there because he was.
I mean, I've not seen anything. Has
Yeah.
there any been any Has there been any backlash
But
from this?
he
Like,
was,
is
he was
Sterling
arrested, I believe.
Is Sterling like put anything out on Twitter
I
about
don't
it?
know. I haven't really paid too much attention.
I haven't either, mate, because it seems that, you know, if we're not talking about VAR, we're talking about racism at the moment, and I don't want to like start like dumbing down racism or anything like that, but you know, like I don't want our football talks to just constantly be about the same thing, because it gets boring for us talking about it, and it gets boring for probably people listening about it. But this one is VAR, just fucking baffling. Go on, mate. Yeah, quick one on VAR as well. Why not?
It was absolutely spot on, the whole Manchester derby.
Oh, was it good? Was it?
There were some complaints about one of the handballs of a Man United player, but he had the arm by his chest, and he was going to slide to block the ball. And as he slid, literally his body was barely an inch off the floor. He put his hand out, obviously because he was sliding, and the ball caught his hand. But I mean, everyone said, the commentators, the pundits, and everyone said that it wasn't a penalty. Apart from Micah Richards, but let's face it, he's not the brightest spark in the air.
He's not. He's a fucking sandwich short of a picnic, isn't he?
And he's a ex-City player, so
yeah. He's still playing for Villa.
No, wait, I don't even know where he is. I think Villa released him.
I say, because I'm sure he got released.
I don't think he's anywhere at the minute.
Free agent.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Terrible, isn't it?
His last team was Villa.
Had such a bright future.
He announced his retirement.
He's retired?
He's retired.
Retired
at 31.
Jesus Christ, that's when you know you're fucking shit.
Well, he gave up because he didn't want to play lower down. He liked his money. He liked his money, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's not getting any now.
Well, I mean, I don't know. He was one that wasn't in it for football. He was in it for fame and money, wasn't
he? Yeah, fair one. Just another quick one on VAR then, while we're at it, mate. It was relatively problem-free in the Arsenal West Ham game as well, because obviously I watched that all the way through. Just before I go on to the VAR, I honestly, in that first half, would rather have painted a wall yellow and watched that dry. Because
was the first half a bit dire, was it?
Arsenal were fucking horrendous, mate. Like, I can't even stress enough. They were so bad. It was unbelievable.
I must admit, when I come up and saw the scoreline, I did ask whether the TV was broken.
No, the TV wasn't broken.
I know, I was surprised.
65% of the possession we had in that first half, right, Jakey? And I swear to God, mate, we had 2 shots, both off target, and I reckon that a good 40% of that possession was played in our own half.
Oh yeah, that was an enjoyable game for you then.
I mean, second half, mate, we come out all guns blazing. I tell you what, the second half, we were by far the better team for one. I mean, we were the better team in the first half, you could argue. However, we didn't do anything. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was just back, side to side, back, side to side. It's gone over the bar. Back, side to side. You know, and then West Ham got their goal from a set play corner. Now, this is where the VAR was a little bit odd. Like, they checked Ogbona's goal for a potential handball. Like, as he's gone to head it, his hand's out in front of him. He's blatantly headed it, right? Mate, the amount of time they took to look at that. I looked at it once and I'm like, it's not handball. It's a goal. Honestly,
sure, aren't they?
Why?
I don't know.
It was so obvious.
I mean,
if you'd have seen how long
penalty against City, they spent ages checking that, and it was like, well, the first view I got, I said it was penalty. My dad, who's a Liverpool fan, said it's a penalty.
He must love.
I mean, he wanted Man United to win, so.
Did he? Oh, of course, yeah.
City,
Because of where the City, because of where.
But they were saying on there it was it was a Stonewall penalty.
Yeah, so.
But they spent ages checking it to make sure. I don't know what they were doing, but I mean,
all in all, then in those 2 games,
right.
In those 2 games, there was very problem-free VAR because they give the goal in the end for that header. They looked at it for quite a while, but they give the goals. So the VAR was good
It's done its job. It's
in those
checked
two
it. It's
games.
made sure there wasn't any problems.
I think there are
In
some.
fairness, they're letting them off for taking the time if they're making sure they're checking it from each angle to make
Oh
sure
yeah,
they're not touching it. You know.
But yeah, I think there have been some controversy VAR decisions, but like I say, we're steering clear of VAR. We will cover it again, no doubt. But right now, we just don't want to get bogged down with it.
All the problems that are at the moment is going to be
guys.
teething issues, and they're going to be, as long as they fix them.
Yeah, I totally agree. Totally agree. Right then.
Did you want a quick scores on the?
Oh yeah,
score?
why not? Let's have a quick scores on the doors.
Early games, Man City won 4-1 against Zagreb, and Atalanta beat Shakhtar the next 3-0. Let me just check who went through on that group.
Oh, the stream's paused again.
That means that City and Atalanta went through. City winning the group, Atalanta second, and Shakhtar Donetsk went into the Europa League.
Okay.
And the current score lines are actually really crap.
0-0.
No, there's been 2 goals. Atletico Madrid are 1-0 up against Lokomotiv Moscow, and Bayern are 1-0 up over Tottenham.
Wait, did Tottenham not need to win this game?
Let me just have a look at the groups. So at the minute, the PSG and Real Madrid group, PSG and Real Madrid are both qualified. It's only between Club Brugge and Galatasaray and who makes the Europa League. At the minute, PSG Galatasaray is 0-0 and Club Brugge is 0-0. Real Madrid. Atletico's group, Atletico and that group's all sorted. Juventus have won the group. Atletico are second. Oh, actually.
No, yeah, they can only go up to 9, mate. Bayern, Leverkusen.
Yeah, and well, it depends on if Atletico win or not. So that one could. Oh, hang on.
Oh, right, okay.
Atletico's goal's just been disallowed.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's still then back onto.
So they're on 8 now. Bayern and Leverkusen's on 7.
They're playing
Lokomotiv's
Juventus,
on
aren't
4.
they?
Bayern are playing, Leverkusen. And in the Bayern Munich group. Oh, it's 1-0 now. Ryan Sessegnon's just scored for Tottenham.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yep. Bayern and Tottenham have both qualified.
Yeah, easily.
And then it's the other game between Red Star and Olympiacos on who goes through in the other spot. That would be interesting. At the minute, Red Star's goal difference is -16. They scored 3 and conceded 19 goals.
Oh my god.
But they've won a game, so so they could be going through. You could be getting Are you on course to finish second in your group in Europa League?
Should finish top, mate.
Finishing top. That's all right then.
It depends on the result tomorrow. We should definitely go through. I think Standard Liège need to beat us like 6-0 or something like that, or something daft, because it goes on head to head.
Yeah.
But we beat Standard Liège 4-0, so I think that unless Arsenal have an absolute doomer, I think we're pretty much through. So we're top at the moment on 10 points.
Man United are through. I believe they can still finish second in their group.
Where are they?
But they did literally just field an under-23s team against Astana.
Yeah, they did. They are top at the moment, mate. AZ Alkmaar are second on 9 points. That is how it's going to finish as well. Partizan and Astana. I don't know who Man United's got next in that game.
Oh, Man United are playing AZ.
Right.
They're playing Alkmaar.
So it depends. So if you draw, it'll stay all the same. Wolves are through as well.
Wolves and Braga are through.
Top.
They can be competing.
So Arsenal's group at the moment is Arsenal on 10, Eintracht Frankfurt on 9, Standard Liège on 7, Victoria Gomeres are out on 2. Standard Liège have got Arsenal. So if they beat us, they'll go on to 10 points. But we beat them 4-0 at their end. So I think that they need to beat us better than 4-0 if the head-to-head thing is correct.
Yeah, I'd assume so. I don't know.
So,
I think if they beat you 4-0...
It's at Standard Liège, so...
If they beat you 4-0, then it goes on games against the net. I think it'll be a game against Frankfurt. I don't know. I don't know how it works.
Right. So again, that I think that Frankfurt beat Standard Liège both times, whereas we beat Frankfurt once. So I mean, be all and end all here is Arsenal need to win the game. If Arsenal win the game, there's no disrespute. I mean, even if we draw the game, there's no disrespute. We'll end up second, depending on how Frankfurt get on.
I'd also go to point out, because we don't really talk about it as well, but the Scottish League, there's 2 teams that are in there. Celtic have qualified and are qualified top of their group.
They've actually had a really good run of it, haven't they?
They've had a tough group.
Yeah, really tough group.
So if I told you the teams in this group, you've got Stade Rennes, Lazio, CFR Cluj, and Celtic.
Yeah,
right?
They beat Lazio, didn't they? Both times.
Well, so Celtic haven't lost a game in their group. Stade Rennes are bottom with 1 point, which they got against Celtic. Lazio are second from bottom, they're third, and then Cluj are second and Celtic are top. Celtic haven't lost a single game. Oh, hello.
What was that?
Someone just moved the chair out from upstairs in the dining room. Didn't pick it up. They just slid it. So Celtic haven't lost a single game in their group, and they've already qualified. But I don't know what happened in the games between Cluj and Lazio, but Lazio can still qualify second, depending obviously on the games.
Fair enough.
And with Rangers, this group, oh my word. So this group is going into the final game when all 4 teams can qualify.
Jesus.
No teams confirmed. Rangers are top of the group on 8. Porto's on 7. Young Boys are on 7. And Feyenoord are on 5. So Feyenoord can still finish above
Who's
Rangers.
Feyenoord got? Rangers?
I believe Rangers are playing Young Boys. Can I check? No, I can't check the games. But yeah, I believe Rangers are playing Young Boys.
I can check it, mate.
Oh, actually, hang on. Matches. Yeah, Rangers are playing Young Boys.
Oof.
So that group's going to go down to the wire. And then, yeah, Wolves' group, both Wolves and Braga are qualified, so it'll just be on who wins that game, on who finishes top. Same with Man United, AZ Alkmaar.
So it's going to be an interesting night tomorrow night. I mean, I'm looking forward to the game. What time is Arsenal's kick tomorrow? Is it at 8 o'clock? No, it's a 5 to 6 game.
Yep.
So at
And
least we'll know.
it's at 8 o'clock.
At least we'll know early doors.
Where's
Right.
the rest of them? Celtic's an early one. Rangers must be an evening. Yeah, Rangers. Yeah, that's interesting.
Indeed. Right, what's next?
What is next?
Oh, we got loads of results, haven't we?
We got loads of results. We got 2
Lots.
game weeks worth.
Yep. So it was all in the 1 week. Very, very strange. Okay.
Time
go.
on Prime Video last week.
Yeah, this is the Prime Video one. So we'll rattle through these quickly because otherwise we're going to be all night because we pretty much spoke about all of these games anyway on the live stream.
We spoke about, yeah, apart from the 2
It
bottom
was only
ones,
the 2 bottom ones, and I watched
and,
Arsenal.
well,
versus
Liverpool and
Brighton.
Everton were still going, but yeah.
I watched Arsenal and Brighton, and it was riveting watch, let me tell you. Okay, so Crystal Palace beat Bournemouth 1-0. Jakey got a point for getting the correct goal for Bournemouth. I got 0 points. Burnley versus Man City. Man City won 4-1. We both predicted a 2-0, so both got a point each. For
Just a
outcome.
quick pointer.
Mm-hmm.
I predicted the correct goal for Crystal Palace, not Bournemouth.
Oh, you didn't, Jake. Oh, yes. Yes, you did. My bad. That is correct. I am reading this off very small screen without my glasses. Bear with me, JK. Right. Chelsea versus Aston Villa. Chelsea won 2-1. We both got a point now. I believe I got a point for the correct outcome, and Jakey got the point for the correct Villa goal. Yeah. So we both got a point each. Leicester versus Watford finished.
You've stuffed this up there.
Why have I?
You should have got 2 points. For the Chelsea Aston Villa one.
Should have.
Yeah. See, I'm helping you out now.
Should have, because I got the correct outcome as well. So that's another point. We'll have a look at the points total in a minute. We need to add one on. Russia disqualified. Why is that title because Russia are disqualified from the World Cup. Oh, this is a game? No, this is not a game. It's a talk show. We was talking earlier about. Oh, okay, retracted. Message retracted. Fair enough. Yeah, no, we was talking earlier about the doping disqualification that Russia have had, and how it's going to affect them in the World Cup, which is why we went with Russia disqualified. We was talking about the disqualification of the World Cup. It's the only reason why. No disrespect to Russia whatsoever. You know, rules are rules. we're just going with it. Anyway, where were we?
I was telling you got something wrong on Aston Villa Chelsea one, and then you were talking about Leicester and Watford.
There we go. Leicester versus Watford. 2-0 to World Cup 2022. That's right, yeah, World Cup 2022. So they'll still be a part of the Euros because that's not looked at as a major sporting body, UEFA. So they'll still be they'll still play in Euro 2020 next year, but they won't take part. Russia as a nation won't take part in the Olympics or the World Cup 2022 unless there's like, I mean, they're going to appeal. Whether they win it or not, I don't know. So they might be able to push an appeal through. But right now, as it stands, Russia won't be competing in either the Olympics or the World Cup of 2022. The Olympics, I believe, is next year as well, isn't it? The Olympic Games 2020. Okie dokie. Leicester won 2-0, so I got 5 points. Jakey got the 0 correct for Watford, and obviously the correct outcome got 2 points. Man United versus Tottenham. We both got this very wrong. Man United. Oh, thanks for the information. Interesting. I like for that. Thanks very much. Much appreciated. I would say your name, but I have no idea what that Chinese symbol means. So we're just going to go with...
Is it Japanese or Chinese?
That's a very good point. It could be Mandarin.
It could be that.
Are you copy and pasting that into Google?
No.
You are. I can tell. I can tell by your eyes.
Apparently, it means day in Chinese.
Day, right? How's it going, Day?
Apparently, that's what Google Translate tells me.
Is that logo? Can we convert it from Japanese?
Well, Google Translate picks up the detected language, so I'm assuming.
All right, so
it is only
day
Chinese.
in Chinese. Fair enough.
Mandarin. Where is Mandarin? Okay, maybe
no,
I
it's
can't.
Japan. Oh, okay. So it's Japanese and it means sky, apparently.
Ah, it's Japanese.
So Google Translate fails again.
Yeah. Oh, that's Japanese. Oh, it says heaven on here.
Oh, heaven.
Japanese.
So Google Translate yet again fails. So yeah, okay. Well, we'll call you Sky, because that I can say Sky. However, how you would say that in Japanese, I wouldn't even have a know. I literally know. I know kamikaze. I know konnichiwa, and that's probably as far as my Japanese goes.
It says 10.
What's 10?
Apparently, so that's why you say it. 10.
Oh, really? 10.
Apparently so.
So what, I'm confused. What we need to call this person now? Should we call him 10 or? Should we call him 10 or should we call him Sky or
Sky?
Should we go Sky? Let's go Sky. Okay. Manchester United won 2-1. Jakey got a point for the one goal that Tottenham scored, and I got 0 points. Southampton versus Norwich. Southampton won 2-1. Jakey got a big fat 0. I got 1 point for the 2 that Norwich. Sorry, Southampton. No, Southampton scored. Wolves versus West Ham. I'm nearly confused myself there. Wolves versus West Ham. 2-0 to Wolves. We both got a point. Now, you got a point for the 0. So we both got 2 points. So we've got the correct outcomes, but you got the point for the 0, and I got the point for the 2. 2 points each. Liverpool versus Everton. Finished 5-2. Pretty sure none of us would have predicted that whatsoever. Both got a point.
Let's talk about Marcus Silva getting sacked over.
You didn't. Jakey, why have we been so bad with the news this week?
I blame you. No.
No, you're the news boy. I'm the scene
Well, I mean,
maker.
I told you. I told you about it. You just didn't put in a scene.
Jakey, you can't tell me on a Thursday when I don't even start the scenes until at least Tuesday. Jakey's to blame. Sorry, stream. We have failed you miserably on interesting news to this week.
I mean, in fairness, at the end of last week, we did say we reckon Marco Silva will be sacked. So
we did. We got the prediction right. Yeah, you can name me how you want. I might change my username later because I'm not a Japanese either. So whereabouts are you from then? 10 Sky. 10 Sky. 10 Sky. And what was the other one? Heaven, did you say, Jakey?
Heaven's what Google Translate says the sign means.
So let's go with 10 Skies of Heaven. So, where are you from then, 10 Skies of Heaven?
I feel like you've made it a bit complicated for yourself there.
No, I haven't.
You're not going to remember that.
10 Skies of Heaven.
You're not going to remember that.
Well, I'm not if he goes and changes his username, am I? Or she. Right, Sheffield United versus Newcastle. Newcastle won 2-0. Both got this very wrong. I picked up a cheeky little point from the nil of Sheffield United, don't. Arsenal versus Brighton. Again, I got this wrong. Jakey went for a cheeky little draw. He picked up a 2 point for the 2 that Brighton scored. I got a 0 point. Because I was confident Arsenal would win at home. How silly I was.
I was silly being confident Arsenal get a draw at home.
Yeah, shut your face, Jakey. Just saying, we won at the London Stadium. Right, next up.
I mean, I suppose you got to win a one match in London at some point.
Fucking hell, tell me about it. Can't wait till we get to the predictions. Right, so that should say 218 points for Chewy, because I fucked up, but I will rectify that point that I should have given myself tomorrow at work, if I remember. Fingers crossed I do, because otherwise I'm going to be out of a point, and if it starts getting down to the wire, I'm going to need that point. Okay, so I don't know why, but that is extremely small this week. How have I managed to do that? Okay, anyway, I can read it just about, so if I can read it, you guys should be fine too. I'm old as shit. Say again, mate.
And you haven't got glasses on.
And I haven't got my glasses on, which I do need. But especially when it's that far away. But I think the badges alone, even though they're slightly blurred for me, I can work it out. So let's go with it. So this was Saturday's results. Everton versus Chelsea. The score was, I mean, we both got this horrendously wrong. I mean, I've got to be honest, Jakey, this was an absolute shock to me.
We both did these predictions before Everton sacked.
We did. But would we have changed it, mate?
I might have predicted a draw, in fairness. I might have gone with that.
Fair enough, mate. I mean, I wouldn't have probably changed mine at all. I probably would have stuck with it. But even so, we both got this horrendously wrong. So 3-1 to Everton, which I did. I got to say, mate, I was very shocked by this result. Very, very shocked. But it's a great result for Everton to finally get off the mark. So we both ended up with 0 point there. Bournemouth versus Liverpool. There was a 3-0 victory for Liverpool. We were both, well, you got it bang on. I was close as well. I mean, you know, I thought Liverpool being away from home, Bournemouth might get a cheeky goal. Obviously not. So finished 3-0. Jakey got a big fat 5 points. I got 2 because of the correct outcome and the 3 for Liverpool. Spool. 10 Skies of Heaven's back. I live in Germany, but I'm Turkish. It's like Indians in Britain, if you want a comparison. Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. I live in Germany, but I'm Turkish. That's kind of like Mesut Ozil, isn't it? Ozil classed as German, but he's actually from Turkey, isn't he?
I believe so.
Mesut Ozil. Okay, where was I? Spurs versus Burnley. I score was 5-0 to Spurs. That's a hell of a result. I predicted 2-0.
I was just surprised by Jose Mourinho managed team scoring 5. So you know.
Yeah, being an ex Man United manager and obviously managing you lot, I'm also very surprised that Jose Mourinho has managed to score 5. Maybe he's changed his theories. Jakey got a point for, what did you get a point for, Jakey? You got a point for the correct outcome.
The correct outcome.
I got 2 points for the nil of Burnley and the correct outcome. Watford versus Crystal Palace ended up 0-0. Both got it wrong. Both 1 point each for the nil of Watford. Man City versus Man United. Again, both got this very wrong, but I got to be honest, I don't think either of us predicted this one coming. Jakey went for a 2-1. I went for a 3-1. It actually finished 2-1 to Manchester United, which is a fantastic result for Manchester United.
I'll tell you what, I've had a great week as a Man fan.
Yeah, you have, mate. Two fantastic results as well, which could have gone completely the other way, mate, and left you guys with like 0 points from those two games. Let's be fair.
Could have easily, yeah.
Yeah. So, 0 points for either of us because both got it horrendously wrong. Aston Villa versus Leicester ended up finishing 4-1. Sadly for both of us. Not that it would have made too much difference because we would have both picked up 5, but instead both picked up 2. Newcastle versus Southampton finished 2-1 to Newcastle. Jake, it's all about the gift. You know what I mean? You went for a 0-0. That wasn't right, so you got nil point.
Thanks for that.
I went for a 2-1 and got 5 points. Yes,
Gundogan.
Oh yeah, Gundogan as well. In fact,
there's a few players, I think.
There's a few that do it. I mean, it's like Polski's as well, isn't it? Because Podolski and Lewandowski. Sorry, not Lewandowski. Sorry, Lewandowski. You actually played for Poland. Closer. They're both Polish, but actually played for Germany, didn't they?
Polish or Austrian? I think Podolski was Austrian, wasn't he?
No, Polish.
Well, there's also
It's got ski on the end, mate. That gives it away to say he's Polish. Yeah, mate. Yeah, we got Pavel Mieszki at work. We got who else we got? They all end in ski, mate.
Sure, one of them was Austrian.
Must have been closer then if one of them was Austrian. Hey, there he is, Flawless. How's it going, Bo? We've missed you.
No, closer was Polish. Well, born in Poland.
See, Flawless, Jakey's questioning my intelligence here.
There must have been someone else in their team.
Why, is Podolski Polish as well, Jakey?
He is indeed.
Thanks for that confirmation, buddy.
I did have Kevin Caranhu, who was born in Brazil.
Okay.
He played for them.
It's also like Gnabry, isn't it? Wasn't he born in England but plays for Germany?
That's wrong. No, he's born in Germany.
Okay, fair enough. How dare he insult your intelligence, right, monkey?
Insult your intelligence.
It's his birthday, Flawless. We'll let him off. Newcastle, we've done that one because I got that one right. Norwich versus Sheffield United finished 2-1 to Sheffield United. We both went for draws. Both picked up a point though because 1 for Jakey's, 1 for Norwich, and 2 for my 2 for Sheffield United.
Thank you.
Happy birthday to you. Right, Brighton versus Wolves. Both went for 3-1. Finished 2-2, so both get 0 points. West Ham versus Arsenal. 3-1 to Arsenal. I know, stream. Hold your horses. We finally won again.
You know, I had to check to make sure the TV was working.
The thing is, as well, is I've got to say, I luckily got 2 points here because if I'm absolutely honest, after losing to Brighton, I actually thought I really predicted this as being a 2-1 victory to West Ham after that Brighton game. Luckily, we didn't get a chance to change them. So, yeah, otherwise, I would have actually got this fucking horrendously wrong as well. I would have ended up on 0 points.
0
points. So, Jakey got a 1 for the 1 goal for West Ham scored. I got 2 for the correct outcome and the 1 that West Ham scored. And moving swiftly on to this week's prediction, which is nice and big again. Very strange how I'm doing this, but hey ho. Where we are. Excuse me. It comes on. There we go. Week 19 predictions, and there is a bit of news on this one. Okay, so as usual, Jakey, I'll read it out. Score. Let's go. I could have done with putting that table a little bit bigger, but I do like the fact that we've got the table here. Got to go, by the way, you now have 1,111 subscribers. Why did that not come up? I tell you why, because on this particular scene that I use on OBS, I haven't actually got the subscriber notification for YouTube. Well reminded, 10 Skies of Heaven. I am going to make sure that I get that sorted. And thank you very much for subscribing. It's much appreciated. That 1,111 actually used to be 1,200. So I am on the road back up to 1,200. Mate, I must have been purged this week, Jakey, because I went from 1,136, I think, right down to 1,110 or 11. Thought it was, in fact, I thought I checked it at the beginning of the stream. I'm sure I had more than 1,110. Sure I had 1,114. But anyway, it's up and down like a yo-yo. And thank you very much, 10 Skies in Heaven, anyway. Much appreciated. How's it going, Zoobs? Welcome to the stream, Doody. Been a long time, actually, man. I haven't seen Zoobs for a little while now. Where are we at? Right, Liverpool versus Watford.
Yeah, nice easy win for Liverpool. Let's face it, Watford are really good.
They are, yeah, really good. Just in case Danny
really
watches this back, Watford are really good.
To Liverpool.
And I've gone for a 3-0 to Liverpool because Watford are really good. Yeah, it's been a while. I've been really busy. How have you been though? Yeah, I've been great, thanks, mate. I've been fantastic. Getting back on the old YouTube streaming / video making. But yeah, I've been good, man. Been good. Where are we at? Burnley versus Newcastle.
Burnley seems to be a blip at the minute, and Newcastle seems to be picking up some good results. So I'll go with Newcastle to win 1-0.
Agreed. I've gone for a draw just because Newcastle are at Burnley, but I agree they have definitely hit a blip at the moment. Chelsea versus Bournemouth.
Bournemouth the same as above with Burnley. They're a blip. They haven't won since they beat Man United actually. So in that case, Chelsea seem to have dropped off the last week. I mean, they did get a win midweek, but they lost again to Everton. They lost to West Ham, which are 2 bad losses. So I think they might just squeeze this one, which one went with the 2-1.
I agree. I think that I think Chelsea will come out of the blocks this one. I think the only trickiness is the fact that Chelsea have
Bournemouth have got a lot of injuries. So
yeah, I've gone for a 2-0 Chelsea. Leicester versus Norwich.
In fact, actually thinking of it, Bournemouth, I think they're down to youth team pretty much in defence.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think Ake limped off last week against Liverpool.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. Where were we? Leicester, Norwich. Leicester are flying high. Norwich are not. So Leicester to win 3-0.
Yeah, and I've gone for Leicester to win 3-1. Again, like you just said there, Leicester are flying at the moment. I wouldn't be surprised if that's a Vardy hat-trick as well. Heard it here first. Sheffield United versus Aston Villa.
I think Aston Villa are playing better than their results suggest. Their points suggest. Sheffield United have done really well to pick up points and pick up wins. Like they beat Arsenal, they got a draw against Man United.
Why'd you have to go and throw that in there?
Well, I mean, I said about Man United, so you know.
Half the leagues beat Arsenal.
Most of the leagues beat Man United as well, but you know. So yeah, so I'll go on 1-1 there.
I've gone for 2-1 Sheffield United just purely because they're at home. Southampton win, lads. Come on now. What's the matter with him?
Well, whilst I also think of it, Man United this season, they have beaten Leicester, beaten Man City, beaten Chelsea, beaten
lost to
Tottenham,
everyone else.
And drawn with Liverpool, drawn with Wolves, drawn with Sheffield United, drawn with Arsenal. So out of that top 10, the only team that's beaten Man United, Crystal Palace.
On the Arsenal front, got smashed off of Liverpool, smashed off of Leicester City, got Man City this weekend. Don't think we played Chelsea actually. Chelsea to come. I think that might be next week actually. Drew with Man United, drew with Wolves. I think we drew with Spurs as well actually. Lost to Sheffield United, and drew with Palace. We beat Palace. That actually doesn't sound that bad. It's when we get down to the bottom fucking 10, mate. Arsenal have lost to them. Horrendous.
That's where Man United's problem is. They've done really well against. I mean, they're the only team to get a point off of Liverpool this season. So they've done really well against the teams that are around where they are. It's just the
Mm.
poor results against teams in the bottom half.
Yeah, I mean, Arsenal used to be a victim of that like a few seasons back, but I mean, this season particularly bad against teams like in the bottom half, like particularly bad. But hey, anyway, Southampton versus West Ham United.
Uh, I've gone with a 1-1 draw. I think
And
Southampton started to look up.
I've gone for a 2-0 West Ham. I think West Ham weren't that bad against Arsenal, to be fair, mate. I'm still not convinced by Southampton's like bit of form at the moment, but we shall see. I could have got this completely wrong, but I've gone out on a limb. Manchester United versus Everton.
So every time I put
Danny
Danny
Ings for
Ings
the win.
hat trick.
Hat trick.
Yeah. Okay. You keep telling yourself that. I get a bit panicked when Man United have a good few weeks, and then they come up against Everton. Obviously, just sat their manager on a high after beating Chelsea. It's going to be a hard one.
Gonna be tricky,
But
mate.
I do. I'm hoping Man United still pull out the win with a 2-1.
It's gonna be tricky. I think that Man United will beat them 3-0. I think it's gonna be quite convincing still. I know that they got a great win against Chelsea, but Man United just had a great win against City, mate, and a great win against Spurs. But I know what you're saying, like with that bottom half of the table syndrome. Let's just hope that they've stopped the rot on that. If not, there's a lot of teams that are going to be breathing down your neck potentially this week. Next up, Wolves versus Spurs.
This one's an interesting one because I think Spurs might. I didn't really know what to go for this one. I'm not gonna lie. Wolves seem to be really good at edging out, picking up points where they need, where they might necessarily not pick the points up. If that makes sense.
Yep.
And obviously Spurs have got Mourinho, who, let's face it, he does edge out wins in games like this. But I think it might still be a draw. I think it's gonna be a 2-0.
Fair enough, mate. I've gone for a Spurs to nick it 2-1, but I think the problem is this season, mate, is Spurs are a really, really tricky team to predict because
Look,
if they have a shit week this
don't know
week, then
you don't know what Spurs is going to turn up.
this could easily be 2-3, 1-0 to Wolves, you know. So I get where you've gone with the draw. I would say that someone's going to win this game. I just think it's hard to predict which way. Okay, so Arsenal versus Man City, and the big news is, guys, is I am actually going to be at the Emirates for this game. As you can tell by my face, I am ecstatic about it. You know, the thing is, right, is I'm massively in between. Like, I'm in between it, Jakey, right? I am like over the moon. Like, I'm really excited about going up to London, going to watch the football. I'm really excited about going and doing that. But I'm just like the way they played against West Ham in that first half, mate. If I go up and I watch that shit, I'm gonna be like massively disappointed. So don't worry, guys. Anybody that is interested in my London trip this Sunday, I am going to be Instagramming quite a bit of it. So I'm going to take my little power pack. I'm going to make sure my power pack's all charged up. And I'm going to take a charge in Leeds. So we're going to make sure we can get plenty of pictures in, do a little couple of videos and stuff. Hopefully it'll be nice and funny. You know how it is when Chewy gets going. So yeah, anybody that isn't following me on Instagram, that wants to follow me on Instagram, it's just literally at Chewy THFG. Get over there, give us a follow. I'll be popping up some videos and some stories or whatever the fuck they're called when you put it on the top bit. As you can tell, I'm like massively.
Sound like a seasoned pro with Instagram there, mate.
But yeah, mate. Yeah, I'm like the bee's knees with Instagram, right? Yeah. So there'll be plenty of stuff for you to feast your eyeballs on Sunday, and probably Saturday as well because I got my girlfriend's work to do. So I'm probably going to be doing some stupid shit with people I don't know on Saturday. Can't wait for that. I can't drink. I'm not going to drink at all because I've got to be up early to fetch my dad from Bristol, and then make our mosey on way up to Reading. We're getting the train in from Reading, and then obviously tubing it to the Emirates. Got a ticket for free, so can't complain too much, right?
Are you there back in the day, or are you?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, so I'll probably be back. I've taken Monday off work because I don't know what time I'm going to get home because obviously R4 kickoff could be a late one. I don't know yet, Flawless. Apparently we're in the clock end, which is where I've sat majority of the time when I've been to the Emirates. So I don't know what tier we're on or anything like that. I'm hoping, mate, that we're up upper tier because the lower tier is like with the net, it can be a bit of obscurity. I will have to take the trusted specs, which will be with me anyway because I need them for driving. But yeah. I'll get some pictures and stuff. I mean, you know, we'll do some stuff. We'll do some stuff. I'll take a few videos and stuff like that. Okay.
Which what's the clock end? Is that like the middle, the behind the goals? Or...
The clock end's behind the goal, mate.
Right.
It's like the main stand at Emirates. It's right next to the away end. The away's got like the corner, and then it's like the small. It's like the small.
You start throwing lighters at the City fans like they seem to do to the players.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how close I'm going to be to it, mate. I hope I'm really close. Dirty Northern bastards!
He's practicing. What are you doing? You can't chant at an Arsenal game.
Why not?
Well, it's Arsenal.
Mate, Emirates is lit when I'm there. I'm the only one that you can hear on the camera. So if you hear cheering or chanting, it's coming from Chewy. Is it on Sky? Oh, it is on Sky. You might see me, guys. Who knows? Doubt it, but hey, we'll go with it. Okay,
that weird guy just like abusing the City fans.
Yeah.
We're losing 3-0.
Cook it.
You're gonna see him launching his seat at some poor child.
Yes, we did talk about racist City fans, Monkey. Don't you worry about that.
One.
Yeah, fair one. Yeah, so Arsenal versus City, Jakey.
Yeah, I feel like you're going to see a very, very good performance from Arsenal, and only letting 3 goals against City.
I'd love to disagree with you, Jakey. However, look, I've gone back into my really ecstaticness now about going to the Emirates on Sunday. I'm
glad I could bring you down.
I am thinking also it's going to be 3-0 to City. Although, I have never been to the Emirates Stadium and seen a defeat yet.
It's time to get it started.
The very first game I went to watch, Jakey's a dick. Jakey is a dick. The very first game I went to watch was Arsenal versus Man City, believe it or not. And we drew 2-2. So, oh look, Monkey's just put 2-2 draw. We drew 2-2 the last time I went to watch Arsenal versus Man City at the Emirates. So we'll see how it goes.
2-2 draw. Was Flores talking about a different game though? Or?
I think it's just like going down the road that the fact that both defences are shit.
I think he was talking about the points that Arsenal's got, and he accidentally put that little hyphen in the middle. I think that's what it was, and the draw. I don't know where that was from.
Crystal Palace versus Brighton.
Palace drew 0-0 to Watford. Brighton are actually quite an attacking team, but I think Roy Hodgson's pretty good with his defence, which is why I've gone with the 0-0.
Fair enough, mate. I've gone for a cheeky 1-0 to Palace. Not sure if that'll happen or not. Again, it's another one that could easily be a draw. Okay, fantasy teams. I've done absolutely nothing in respect to transfers this week, mate, purely because I just don't know what to change. Oh, is that an Ali I see there, Jakey?
Did I have Ali for last week?
Did you?
Or did I might have bought him in afterwards.
Sure.
I did some chopping and changing because I realised Ali was going absolutely mental.
Ali is on great form right now.
Who did Chelsea play last week? At Everton. I put Abraham as captain for Chelsea against Everton, and then I realised that Marcus Silva had been fired. I was like, oh, they might not concede as many. So I was going to change it to Vardy, who obviously went out and scored twice, didn't he?
Yeah.
I forgot to change it.
You've done that a few times, you silly
Abraham
sausage.
picked me up 4 points.
You numpty.
But yeah, Ali's in. So who did I swap out? I can't remember who I swapped out now. But I swapped.
Madison, isn't it?
No, did I have Madison? I can't remember now. No, I wouldn't have got might have been Mount. It was Mount.
Yeah.
I got rid of Mount and Pookie, and then got in Ali and Greenwood. Because at the time,
says Ali in is a good call, Jakey.
He's been flying recently.
He
So,
has, mate. To be fair, thing is, I don't really want to. The only one I'd swap him for is McGinn. But the problem is if I get McGinn out, I ain't got enough.
price.
Yeah, I ain't got enough to
That's
buy
why
him
I
in
had to
anyway.
get rid of Mount, and I thought maybe Ali's going to pick up a few more points than Mount.
I'm sticking with my guns for the minute. Put Dunk into instead of Tomori. Well, Tomori, I feel like Chelsea have got a better chance against Bournemouth, and the thing is if Tomori gets a 0 and don't play, Dunk will come in anyway. So I'm going to leave it for now. And that's my thinking behind it. It's just because I think that Chelsea are more likely to not concede than Brighton, and that's not because Brighton are playing Palace. It's just that game could go either way. I mean, that could be a 2-2, and then I'll end up with no bloody points from Dunk anyway. So that's the only reason why I've done it and left it the way it is purely because of that fact. I have thought about it. It's not like I haven't. And obviously, if Tomori does play, there's a good chance that could be 1-2-0 to Chelsea. So we'll see how it goes. I've made no changes though. Logical. See where I'm going with it, Monkey? See where I'm going with it?
I haven't made any changes since I made the Ali and Abraham.
I've got a feeling that you might well have had him for last week, mate, thinking about it.
Ali and Greenwood, sorry. I can't remember when I made it. I don't think I had it for the Man United game now, thinking of it. I think I changed it after watching the Man United Tottenham game.
So, I mean, there's not a lot of changes there from any of us, to be fair. Ali's in, obviously, for Jakey. I can't afford him. I have looked at it prior.
I put Kelly in on the weekend as well as a hopefulness that Watford were going to get. It was going to be a 0-0, or it was going to be a Watford weren't going to score.
You got quite a few points off him, didn't you?
So Kelly got me a nice few points with a clean sheet.
Ideal. Right, we're on to our last slide, which is the Fantasy Premier League table. There is no new entries this week, so it is literally just the table. Which we can see now how close it's got recently.
Apart from obviously number one.
Apart from number one, yeah. Who's just constantly flying. That's really small as well this week. What? I'm thinking I'm going to have to edit this, Jakey. So what I might have to do is take that bar out in the middle where it's just plain white. Put the scores up to the names a bit more, and then I can make it bigger. Yeah. I think I'll do that.
This is you've got a shot from the website, have you?
Yeah. But I can cut that middle bit out and stick it together.
So
which is what I do with the league table.
I say it might even be worth doing your own or something.
Yeah, potentially, mate.
So all you'd have to do is change the game week and the total each week.
Scott is using all his boosts. Ah, did he use boosts this week, did he? I did not know that.
I can't really use bench boosts because my bench players.
Why has he done that anyway?
What boost has he used? Let's have a look. Premier League.
Because it wasn't a double game week, was it? Because this was classed as 2 separate game weeks, wasn't it?
I used bench boost.
Who's he got on his bench?
He had Gazaniga, Mane, Grealish, and Chilwell was on his bench.
Well,
that picked him up 14 points though.
Good.
And apparently he used triple captain last week as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he used triple captain on Vardy for game week 14. Can I see how many boosts he's used then?
That's all of them now, mate.
He already used his wild card, and you don't use the other one until there's a double game week. What's it? The free hit? The free hit. That's the one where you can change your team for 1 week, making as many changes, and it just reverts back to your old team the week after. So that's the. And
the double game week's got to be over Christmas, though, isn't it?
I don't know when it falls because it doesn't necessarily mean there's a double game week. It's usually when there's cup games and teams have like a game postponed or whatever. So it'll be an occasion where one team may have double games in 1 week, or 2 teams obviously will have 2 games in the 1 week.
Fair enough.
So that's what you got to look out.
Is there a change? I think there is a change, isn't there? I think I've now gone above Claire and Monkey. I think in those last 2 game weeks. I think Monkey and Claire, I'm pretty sure
Monkey points. Where did you pull that out from?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, he had a really good week this week. Monk did.
Considering
Literally
I got
every
54, and
every
I
player
basically had the
scored in
worst
points.
out of the people that were the top 6. I had the worst, and I got 54. That's mad.
It's a good game week as well, isn't it? 54. I had a pretty good week. I mean, admittedly, Aubameyang saved me on Sunday, if I'm honest.
So look, monkey.
Oh yeah, Mane's the only one that
he had Vardy
didn't
on
give me
captain.
over.
Ings picked him up, although Mane got him 0. James picked up 5.
Didn't I have Vardy captain? I'm sure I had
12.
Vardy captain as well.
Let's have a look. You did indeed have Vardy as your captain. Vardy and Aubameyang basically got most of your points.
Yeah, mate. Yeah.
Maddison got you a few. Imagine if I had Vardy as captain last week.
Yeah, but you didn't. You had Abraham.
Yeah.
If I had Vardy as captain, good call.
If I had Vardy as captain, I would have 13 more points on top of that. So I would have had 67 points.
Don't fucking hurt yourself like that, Jakey.
I would have had 67 points.
I feel really sad for you right now.
I can tell.
It's just made my trip to the Emirates even more better.
That's alright, because Aubameyang won't get you any points next week.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, I mean, City are going to win 3-0, then your strikers aren't going to score, are they?
Yeah, but we got to keep him in just in case he, like, does something, like miss a penalty or something.
What? Aubameyang? That's going to lose you even more points, isn't it?
Yeah, it'll be alright, mate. It'll be alright.
Yeah.
Right. I've had better weeks, but wasn't the best week for everyone points-wise. We've had more than 70 points, have you? I don't think I've ever hit 70.
I think you can tell that people are getting a bit more used to it because they're getting a few more points. Because, like, Wayno there's on 34 points. That was before, like, a good week for one of us.
Yeah, fair one.
At the start, and then obviously you start finding the players that are playing well and whatnot.
I'm not even sure if any of those two at the bottom are even actually sorting their sides out, if I'm honest. I know Flatty sorts his side out. I know Danny Douglas definitely does. I get decent points, but I'm inconsistent. Love to know where I'd be if I actually, if like the players that obviously picked up loads of points that were sat on my bench, if those were actually in my team, I'd love to know where I would be.
Or like when you had Dunk in your bench and he scored like a goal or something.
Yeah.
Got clean sheet. Yeah.
Hey ho.
I saw the best post I think I seen. Someone put the only thing I can think of to stop Vardy, and he'd transfer Vardy into his fantasy team.
Brilliant.
It's so true.
Right. Well, that's it for this week. I will let you know how disappointed I am next week after visiting the Emirates. You'd easily be.
You might get to see some goals. Just might not be from Arsenal.
It's still going to be disappointing for me. I don't want to go there and watch City fucking run the show, which is what's going to happen. Oh, by the way, Monkey, I just want to show you my new jumper. It says, "All I want for Christmas is Chew," and then there's a Chewbacca in a Santa outfit. All is that? Is that? I think Monkey will appreciate that.
I could be quite high if I actually confirmed my changes to the captains.
Yeah, you probably could be, to be fair.
I'd make the right changes on my captains. I would be much better.
But yeah, thanks a lot for watching. Thanks a lot for 10 Skies of Heaven for subscribing. Much appreciated. If you are watching this back and you're not subscribed, make sure you do so. That will make sure that you catch some sort of notification for next week's show. We're going to be doing this until the end of the season. And then when the Premier League has a break, we'll have a break. But then we'll probably start up. I mean, obviously, we've got a long way before that happens. What do you reckon? You reckon the Euros, Jakey? You want to go for the Euros, yeah?
Do some stuff in the Euros, I reckon.
You reckon?
Yeah.
We'll have to make like a whole new predictions thing. So we'll start a week before the Euros, yeah?
Something like that, I imagine.
Yeah, all right, let's do it. I can't believe second place is talking hypothetical on how he could have got more points. Well, he needs to catch number one, Flawless. I mean, let's be perfectly honest here. If you're not first, you're last. So, kind of.
Second's the first loser.
Yeah.
Which just makes Flawless, what was that, the fifth? Fourth loser?
Yeah. Yeah. At the moment, I don't think it'll stay like that. He's don't forget he's got his spreadsheet, mate. He's got his spreadsheet.
Oh, don't forget about the spreadsheet.
Yeah. I don't know actually how far ahead I am. I'm only 26 points off you now, Jakey. That's not that bad. I mean, I've overtaken Monkey and Claire, but it's only just. Like, literally only just. That's really close,
well,
actually.
in fairness...
second, third, fourth, and fifth, they're all really, really close, aren't
they? In fairness, Claire was right behind me.
Zebster Kebabster. Is this a podcast? Is it a podcast?
I think that's the technical term for it,
yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah, it probably is. Zebster Kebabster. By the way, Zebster Kebabster, what a name! A lot of time for that name. You're getting a big thumbs up from me. Yeah, it kind of is, mate. So every week we pick up some things to talk about, football related. We try and stick to Premier League, but we do venture off to other leagues as well. Generally, when me and Jakey get talking about football, it can take quite some time, and we veer off a lot. So also, what do? We talk about Champions League results. Jakey, could you get on that now, please?
I was actually going to say some scores. Wow,
let's do some scores,
so,
Jakey.
Club Brugge, Real Madrid still 0-0. Atletico 1-0 up over Locomotive. I think the goal was chalked off, but it might have now started. I don't know. Bayer Leverkusen and Juve still 0-0. PSG are 3-0 up over Galatasaray. Olympiacos, Red Stars still 0-0, and Bayern are winning 2-1 against Tottenham.
That was a draw the last time we had. I'll tell you what, mate, there's a lot of 0-0s there. I reckon there's probably a lot of second string sides out then tonight. Because the majority of those clubs have already qualified, haven't they?
I mean, Real Madrid could have definitely put a stronger team out, but they've still got a fairly decent team out.
Yeah.
They haven't got all first team players. Benzema, Bale, Courtois, they're all on the bench.
Yeah, but Bale, when is Bale not on the bench?
Well,
did you see that post as well, mate? I don't know whether it was on Facebook or where I saw it, but did you see him like fucking around, like using his leg as a golf club to kick the ball through the little like stanchions? Did you see that? You did, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, mate, that I was in fucking stitches. I mean, that is ultimate piss take there from Bale.
But there was one of the players walked up to him when they were doing training. I think it was Mariano. He did the sort of he lined up to do a putt or whatever, and their Christmas party, there was some presents. And Bale got a golf club. Another player got a plastic weight or something like that because he broke his foot or something because he dropped the weight on it.
Right. That's actually a very good shout.
Got a brick. You know.
Have you seen that? Zebster Kebabster. I'm shocked that Gattuso is the new Napoli manager. I actually heard this morning.
I saw this
see that?
before we come on actually.
Yeah. He's not done anything yet. I mean, I'm quite surprised as well.
He managed AC Milan, didn't he?
He did. I mean, how successful was he at AC? I can't remember. It was a while ago now, but he hasn't done anything for ages, has he? Like he's kind of
he's
gone
a
off
psycho.
He is a nutter. He is an absolute nutcase. I think I heard this first thing this morning. Actually,
AC Milan.
I think I heard this on Talksport first thing this morning. Zebster Kebabster. But yeah, I'm quite shocked as well, to be honest, mate. Who was the Napoli manager?
Ancelotti.
It was Ancelotti, wasn't it? And literally, like, he qualified them for the next round of the Champions League and then got sacked.
I think it was mainly due to his the league performance.
I think as well, mate. There's a lot of problems behind the scenes there. I think
apparently their owners have been having a lot of arguments with their players.
Yeah, I think they've taken a lot of.
Well, they are seventh in the league, and
that's not good enough
in the last 5 they've drawn 3, lost 2.
That's not good enough for Napoli, to be fair. They got a fucking good side as well, mate. But is Gattuso going to go in there and do anything better? What did you say? What we got on the Gattuso record, Jakey? Has he won anything major wise? What's his best finish? Why'd you do that for? You didn't even tell us.
I can't really see his record as a AC manager. Does it have anything?
What has he done as a manager himself? Like, has he won anything? I'm pretty sure he hasn't.
As a manager, he has managed. He was a player coach at Sion, manager at Palermo, manager at OFI Crete, Pisa, Milan Primavera, which is their youth team, and then Milan first team, and then Napoli.
And it doesn't say what his record was at Milan, no?
He led Pisa to Serie B promotion. He got promoted.
Pretty sure he got Palermo relegated, though, didn't he?
Palermo had no money, though, did they?
Well, what's his excuse?
Well, they do win bust in the season, I think.
There's no record, no?
Well, he was sacked after 6 games, apparently. After winning, getting 2 wins and a draw in his first. Apparently. So they were actually relegated to Serie B, and then their manager was fired. And it looks as if he got hired, and then they sacked him after 6 games after only winning 2 out of the 6. Crete was in the Greek league. He was only there for a few months, so he's not really been anywhere for
any length of time.
But he resigned there due to the club's financial problems.
Uh, 27th of November 2017, Montella was sacked by AC Milan. Subsequently, they appointed Gattuso as the head coach of the first team, who left the position as the coach of under-19s. Gattuso recorded his first win as AC Milan head coach with a 2-1 home win over Bologna in Serie A on 10th of December. In April 2018...
He just signed a lot of players at AC Milan, but he didn't have the capability to gel the team together in a way that was really highlights the team as a top team, just average performances. That's what Zebster Kebabster put in. I think that's actually about right. I do remember AC Milan signed a lot of highly rated players, and then it's actually did
when they used to have like Marquisio and players like that.
Oh no, so it was quite recently actually. When they had him, it was a couple of years ago. I don't know who they had. But I know they signed like
Gattuso's
contract. They signed Andres Silva, who was quite highly rated. A few players. Let's have a look.
He's not long parted from Milan by mutual consent. It's only this year, 28th of May.
Early one this year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Or was it the end of the season?
Yeah, 28th of May, Gattuso departed Milan by mutual consent. On the 11th of December 2019, Gattuso appointed head coach of Napoli, following the sacking of Carlo Ancelotti the previous day. Just to let everyone know, Gattuso is married to Monica Romano. No idea who she is. I still can't believe he played for Rangers. Did you know he played for Rangers?
I knew when I saw that.
Really? You didn't know that, no? He was only a youngster then, though, mate. He was like, I think about 17, 18.
Let's see if I can find the transfers. What season are we looking for? 18, 19?
Oh, here we go. I've got his record. Is that as a manager? Yeah. So, Milan played 83 games, won 40, drew 23, lost 20. Goals for 117, goals against 82. That's actually a pretty good record. Win percentage is 48.19%. Actually not that bad at all, is it? It's actually his best record as a manager.
Their transfers, they signed in a guy called Lucas Paqueta for 34.5 million. Christoph Piatek for 34 million. Mattia Caldera for 31 million.
That's
Nikola
a lot of
Kalinic
money, isn't
for
it?
20 million. Samu Castillejo for 19 million. Diego Laxalt for 13.5 million.
Wait, is Laxalt at
Gonzalo
Milan?
Higuain. That's what it says apparently. Gonzalo Higuain on a loan fee for 9 million apparently. Fabio Barini for 5 million.
Arini?
Timo,
The Sunderland dude?
yeah, Tiamu Bakayoko for a loan fee of 2.5 million. Pepe Reina on a free. Alan Halihovic on a free, and Ivan Stringic on a free.
That
So
is
that's
a
like 1,
lot of
2, 3,
players.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 players.
How's it
Also,
going,
and a
Flatty?
third
Welcome to
player,
the stream, dude.
Alexandro Cavagnero as well.
Mate, that is a
But he's
lot
got
of
a
players.
question
That.
mark on the
Where are they
as
right
well.
now? Where are Milan?
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 players they brought in. They finished 5th that season. So they finished 5th with all those players they signed in.
Jesus.
I think they signed quite a few players the season before as well.
So has Higuain gone back to Real Madrid then? He has, I presume.
He was on a loan. He was on a loan from Juve. Higuain.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, he was. My bad.
The season. Oh, this was under Montella actually.
Wow,
Milan
Milan are
started off
10th,
with
mate.
Montella and they're 10th at the moment. Wow.
Yeah.
So they started off under Montella for the 17-18 season. They signed Leonardo Bonucci for 37 million, Andre Silva for 34, Andrea Conti for 21, Hakan Calhanoglu for 20, Lucas Biglia for 17.5, Matteo Masaccio for 16, Ricardo Rodriguez for 13.5. They had Frank Kessler on loan for 7.2 million.
Is that this season?
No, this is 17-18 under Montella and Gattuso. Gattuso for the second part. Well, from November on.
Yeah.
Kalinic on a loan.
Tell you what,
Antonio
Zebsa Kapabsta knows his AC Milan stuff. I presume he's an AC Milan supporter. Well, I'm going to go out on a limb. He knows quite a bit there, doesn't he, about AC Milan? Like the fact that they signed a lot of players and Gattuso didn't really have the managerial know-how to gel the team with, obviously, the amount of players he got in that resulted in average performances each week.
So this season, they signed in Frank Kessler for 21, Rafael Leo for 20, Theo Hernandez for 18. That's a good deal because he's supposed to be quite good, Theo Hernandez. I don't know how well he's played for them. Obviously, if they're 10th, he can't have been too good. Ismail Benasser for 14.4, Leo Duarte for 9, Rade Krunjic for 7.2, and they got Ante Rebic on loan.
Is that from Frankfurt?
Frankfurt, yeah.
Mate, they've spent a lot of money in the last 3 windows, haven't they? It's a lot of money, yeah. You've just said. That's over. That's
the end. I haven't actually read what went out for them, so I don't know if they bought much in, but I don't think they have.
Well, I don't know of many big signings that have gone from AC Milan to other clubs. I can't think of any off the top of my head.
I know Andre Silva went out on loan this season. But yeah, that's a lot of money to spend over the 3 seasons or so.
Considering they're 10th.
Yeah, well, they've not gained anything out of this, have they?
No, not for the last 2 seasons anyway. Right, anyway, let's call it a day there, guys. I hope you have a fantastic evening, everyone. Thanks a lot for
Still think Donnarumma is their best player. That's the goalie. He is really good, though, isn't he?
Donnarumma is fantastic. He is a great goalie.
He's still young, isn't he? He's still like 20, isn't he?
I want to say 22. He's fucking brilliant. I think he's got like 2 siblings that play. One of them
20.
He is 20. I think one of them plays for another top side in Italy.
Well, one of them signed.
One of them's a striker.
One of them signed for AC Milan.
Yeah.
As I said, yeah. Antonio Donnarumma.
I believe he's 29. Striker.
This is backup. And the other one, Nunzia Donnarumma. Oh, that's his sister. She's not a striker.
Don't think she's a striker. Well, she might be a striker to look at, but I mean, I'm going out on a limb. I don't actually know who she is. Right, we are going to finish up here, guys. Thanks a lot to Epic Capabster for that know-how of the AC Milan and Italian League. It's always nice to talk a little bit about something different. Obviously, like I say, we're predominantly Premier League talkers, but we will talk about anything, as you've basically just got us talking about the Italian League for 23 minutes. So congratulations to you, Zeb, because that's what happens with Jakey and Chewy Talk Football. We go off on a limb. But yeah, thanks a lot for everybody tuning in. It's much appreciated. And we will catch you this time next week. Bye-bye for now.